Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is SimplyKrystelle. Today's video we are going to be trying out the highly raved about L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation Powder. So I have mine in the shade 365 Copper, and I'm going to do a wear test trying this powder foundation out for the day. I'm going to do like 8 hours, and I'm just going to give you guys my final thoughts. So if you guys want to see how this wears on my skin, then just keep watching. I looked everywhere for this foundation. It was so hard to find. I checked out online, I checked out Target, I checked everywhere out, and then I went across the street to my CVS, and I was shocked that they had this. They had two of these. I bought it yesterday, right? So today's Saturday when I'm filming this. I bought this yesterday. No, yes. Today's Saturday when I'm filming this. I bought this Friday. I bought it and I bought the liquid version of it because I had the shade Copper in the liquid version, but I felt like it was too red. So anyways, I bought Deep Golden and I lost it yesterday in my mom's car. So I went back this morning and I bought Copper again. Now they don't have, I mean, at least from, I know from in store, they don't have Deep Golden or like the other shades. I believe Copper is the darkest shade that they carry, at least at my CVS. That's what I saw. I'm not sure on the L'Oreal website if they have deeper than this. This is the deepest that my store went to, and honestly Copper isn't even the right undertone because I do have it in the liquid for me, and I feel like it's a little red. So anyways guys, I'm going to try this on. So I'm going to prime my face with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I use this primer all the time. This is one of my favorite primers. I'm just scared that I'm hoping the powder won't cling on to it because it is more of like a sticky formula, but we'll see. This is what it looks like in the packaging. It's actually, it doesn't look too bad like in the actual packaging. And then you also get this nice little white sponge applicator. I don't really use that to do my foundation. I don't use the applicator, but I am going to do, because I've been seeing a lot of people saying that it looks really good with the brush. So I'm going to do half of my face with the brush, and I'm going to do half of my other side with a sponge, not this sponge, like a beauty sponge. So we're gonna just go straight in. Let me zoom you guys in really quickly. Okay, so it is covering like my jawline. This is how I test if it works for me or not, is if it covers my jawline, and it is covering the dark spots on my jawline, and it's not looking as red as I thought it would look. I'm looking at it, and when I'm applying it, I noticed that I'm patting it in because I don't want it to kind of go away, but I'm noticing that it is covering up my dark spots along my chin and my jaw and my chin, and it also covered up my skin. It looks very natural, but the only thing I will say is that it is starting to kind of, if you guys see here, this is the side with no foundation at all. So this is my skin with nothing on, and this is the side with foundation. And I don't know if you guys can see, but do you notice how this side is a little bit more red than this side? And that's what I was saying with Copper. Like, I feel like this is my skin naturally, this is my undertone, like that. It has a more golden yellow undertone, and then the foundation looks more red. So that's the only thing I will say with the foundation. I like the coverage and the look. It looks very natural. It looks very, very nice, but I will say the shade is a little off. At least to me, it looks a little off. It just looks more red for my liking. But we're gonna keep going because this is the only one I could find in person. But yeah, that's the only thing I'll say. I don't know if it's in my head that it's like gold, like red in my head, because this is my face without foundation and this is my face with it. So to me, it looks more red. I don't know. The other side of my face, I'm going to take this e.l.f. sponge. I don't know if I should just use it dry, right? Because it's a sponge. Shouldn't we use it dry? You know, I'm gonna go wet it a little bit and I'll just wring out a lot of the water. I have now this sponge here from e.l.f. and I'm just going to, you know, pat it in there. And we're going to pat this on the skin. Yeah, you see that? Do you see how red it looks? I did put a little too much here. So I'm going to blend it in there. But you see how it's looking, how the undertone is pretty red? I think this powder is not, it's not my undertone. It's not the correct undertone for me. So I haven't used a powder foundation in a very long time. I used to use it when I first started makeup. I started wearing makeup, like not like heavy makeup, but in high school I would do like eyeliner and mascara, and I used to use the Maybelline. It was like this loose powder foundation, and it was, I don't know why it did this, but like it did like a big mark here. No, what did I do? But I used to use the Maybelline loose powder. That used to be my foundation, and that was like a powder foundation. That was like my first foundation ever. So, and then in high school, like when I was like a senior, I used to use the MAC Studio Fix powder foundation that everyone was using. I had mine in the shade, I think it was like NW43 or something like that. Definitely agree with the majority of people who said that the brush side looks so much better. So I'm just gonna go over it with my brush. I don't know what this is right here, so I'm just gonna try to clean that up. The only thing I'm scared of, like when I go in with my other products, is it going to like fade away, or is it gonna get like cakey or anything like that? But I would definitely say this is more of a medium coverage. I don't think it's definitely not, I would say actually more light medium, because it's not covering everything. It covers my, you know, my certain things of my skin, but it's definitely not like a high coverage foundation. I definitely think this side has more because the sponge kind of like, you know, packed it all in, but I'm gonna have to fix it off camera when I go do the rest of my face. But I'm just gonna zoom you guys in really quickly to see how the powder looks like. It's not the right shade, because like look at my hand and the undertone is just all wrong. So I don't know, maybe I have to go and look online, and hopefully they'll release more shades, but this is what it looks like. I think if you're someone who has a lot of blemishes on your skin, I have blemishes on my skin too, and it's not gonna cover your blemishes 100%. And I think if you're looking for like a more coverage powder, this is not gonna be it. This is not like the MAC Studio Fix coverage, or even I think the Makeup Forever has one too that's more coverage than this, but it's not horrible. What I'm gonna do now, guys, is I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. So I am back with my makeup done. I was doing my makeup, it started to get powdery. So what I did is I took my Milani Make It Last and I drenched my whole face in it because it was looking very dry and flaky. And even like the little pimples and this that I have, it did cling onto those. And I do understand why, because it is like a powder. But I also noticed that, I don't know, what's the rule? Is it you can't use cream before powder, you can't use cream after powder? I always forget the rules about it. But I felt like my skin was getting very flaky and the products were not blending nicely. Like even my blush, I feel like it stayed concentrated in this area. Maybe if I use a sponge to blend it out. Like here I feel like my cheek area, you can't see it on camera, but in person my cheek area here, it's very dark. I don't know if it's because the powder, because I applied way too much on this cheek, but it looks really, really dark. And then I feel like it didn't disperse evenly. But I don't know how I feel about this powder, honestly. I'm still like, I just don't know, because I know with my makeup I did have issue applying my bronzer and my blush and my highlight. I feel like they didn't layer well. with the powder. So I don't know like what the rule is. I forgot if you can you apply powder on powder. You should, right? I don't know, you guys. But anyways, I'm going to wear this foundation for about 4 hours. In 4 hours I'll be back to give you guys an update on how it looks. Right now it is 3:12 p.m. so I'll be back around 7 and I will let you guys know how it's wearing. Guys, I am back. It is like 8:45, 8:50 right now, and so I've had this foundation since I think it was 3 o'clock. I think it was 3 or 2 something when I put it on. So I didn't have it for too long, but I did go outside in natural light and I felt like it was looking kind of weird. My face actually does not look oily or anything right now, but I am going to zoom in to show you guys what the foundation looks like. So right here, this is like where it got really dark. I don't know what happened, but here's like where it got like super dark. But this, just ignore, you know, that section right here. But here, this is it on my chin, my jaw. I mean, it's still pretty intact. The only thing I will say is that here it started to separate on my cheek, and it also kind of like my smile lines right here. Like here, you can see my smile lines like right here. And you can also see them here. And I mean, that's pretty much it, I will say. I'm still like, I don't know how I feel about this foundation. Like, I want to love it and I want to really like it, but I don't know. I have to wear it honestly a couple more times to see how I really feel about it. And also, if it would help too if it was the correct shade and undertone. I do think it's a good product for work. Like when I go to work and stuff and I don't want to put like a liquid foundation, I could just put this powder. I think it'll be good for that. But I'm still like, I just still don't know. I don't know, guys. So that is it for this video. I am like literally about to go wash this off and like go to sleep. I've been awake since 5 this morning. It for my Loreal Infallible powder foundation first impressions and wear test. I am still like, I don't really know how I feel about it, but I am gonna test it out more and just continue to wear it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and you guys like this video. Please subscribe if you are not, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye guys.